Doubt it. This passed to us by Craig, the Obamacare lawyer, and actually a couple other people. But the headline is CalPERS. That's your California your public employee retirement system, don't you know? Pays out $65 million in medical benefits and another $2 million in premiums for ineligible individuals. State's been leaking approximately $90 million a year via inadequate defenses against insurance fraud. That's the state of California, $90 million a year. Now, Craig says, I love how these, and they've discovered some of it, I love how these stories get spun as savings to the taxpayer. Yeah, it's great news. We're no longer paying for state workers to commit insurance fraud. But if the state had actually been doing its job in the first place, this audit wouldn't have netted nearly this large a finding.
Right.
He's talking about how they do it. No matter how diligent a plan sponsor is, some dependent fraud occurs. Employees can divorce, fail to report the event to their employer, illegally chose to keep that ex-spouse on the employer's plan. It's very hard to catch. However, more flagrant and preventable forms of dependent enrollment abuse also occur when employees enroll friends and family members who are not legal dependents, boyfriend, girlfriend, uncle, aunt, parent, niece, nephew.
Me and my 6 kids, for instance.
Right. It's not uncommon for employees to bill. How's little Zippy's rash coming along, by the way?
Just great.
Oh, good.
It's cleared up completely. They're going to let him back in school.
He was so uncomfortable. It's not uncommon for employers to bilk an employees to bilk an employer out of 5 to 15% of a planned total cost with phony dependents. So on and on. It's just absolutely horrific. And then he says, I've added this conclusion. Note that this audit only yielded a 1% reduction in plan participants. When my coworker assisted one of our clients on a similar audit, they generated a nearly 8% reduction in plan participants. Average audits yield 4 to 8% reductions. If California auditors had simply performed at the very low end of average for this audit, we should have seen 4 times the amount, or an annual savings of $360 million. Alas, I suppose it's fanciful for me to assume our state can operate at even the very low end of average. So, after running a horrifically sloppy, fraud-infected program for years and years, they finally do a crappy, half-ass, slappy, slipshod audit and root out a tiny